Down Air, Dair for short. It's one of Joker's best moves and also a really great kill confirm. And in my opinion, it's his best tech chase option. Not to mention it's one of the deadliest spikes in the game. In this video, we're going to be breaking down Dair and how it works. We're also going to be covering mostly every kill confirm and every follow up, with frame data involved. Now with that being said, let's hop into it. Now, Down Air is a frame 13 aerial. Not as fast as move, but that's not what we're worried about here. What makes the move so amazing is the fact that Joker's Down Air can scoop in Arsene's hitbox. That means you don't need to be pixel perfect when you go for this move. So Down Air combos come real easy. And we all know how potent the move is off stage. So for the sake of keeping this video nice and short, we're going to be going over combos and kill confirms. Now with Down Air being -7 on shield and it having 11 frames on landing lag, it's nowhere near being safe. But there are certain things you can do to make this move a tad bit safer. The follow-ups you get will change depending on how you space Dair. You will see more on that later. Now let's go over a great use of Down Air. That use is going to be spot dodge killing. If you catch on to a spot dodge habit, let it rip. And in my opinion, tech chasing is the best way to use Down Air. Next, let's get into guaranteed follow-ups at 0. Okay, so this may be a lot to look at, but don't worry, I got you. And you probably noticed that he's not at 0 right now, but don't worry, I'll explain that a little later too. The main thing I want to show you is hit advantage. Hit advantage is how much frame advantage you have after a move lands on the opponent that is not blocking. It can be negative or it can be positive. In this case, it's going to be positive. So after you land Down Air at 0, you have 13 frames to do whatever you want to the opponent. With this knowledge, let's check out all of his follow-ups. But before we get into that, let me explain Down Air and the way it works. So Down Air is a 2-hit move because Joker's a hitbox and Arsene's a hitbox. Ruben's calculator, which belongs to ParagonEno.com, does not have Dair as one complete move. Instead, there's 4 different Dairs that we can select from. If you select Arsene Dair, you have to accommodate for the damage that Joker's Dair already does, which is why they're already set to 8.5 on the website. Hopefully that clears everything up. Now, onto the follow-ups. Now I won't be saying much here since all this is pretty much self-explanatory, so just enjoy. And that covers true follow-ups. Now for things that don't work. Anything 14 frames or above will not work. That means aerials frame 11 and above will not work because of Smash Ultimate's 3-frame jump squat. Now let's see platform stuff in action. Up tilt under the platform is the best thing you can do as a down air punish for Arsene. It gives you the most damage and the best positioning. Although DI makes everything much harder, it is still very much possible. Grabs had a uses out of down air, but in this situation itself, up tilt's way better. The only time I recommend going for grabs is when you're facing the center platform, so this can happen. And while this is not completely true, it's still the fact that this can happen that's really scary. And no, this will not kill, unfortunately, but it gets them pretty close to dying. And this is more of a Nelda trick slash Twitter combo. So do not go trying this in tournament, or I mean, if you do and if you land it, yeah, this has got to quit. Now this is not 100% true, but it's still a what if they do not tech. And do you remember my previous video when I talked about crossing the DI? Yeah, that applies here too. And yes, once they get to 20%, you can do whatever you want to them. Although, if it's frame 16, that means it has to be frame perfect. So keep that in mind. And for some reason, no matter how hard I tried, I could not get down there to show on the combo counter. But it's indeed true. Now again, the rest of these examples will not require much more explanation, so please enjoy. And as I said earlier on in the video, spacing means everything, and it will change what follow-ups you get. Make sure to practice converting off every possible situation. Now let's touch on this coolest way to convert out of down air. Yes, you saw that, we get fair one out of down air. We have a whole 24 frames of hit advantage. So basically you can do whatever you want. But it gets even better. Fair one has a ton of hit advantage. I'm going to show you. Alright, so we're back on the website, and as you can see, there are 6 different hitboxes here. Yes, I was very confused too. But I've done my research, and it seems that hitboxes 1 and 5 have the same amount of hit advantage, while 2, 4, and 6 have 4 frames more. And then you have hitbox 3 with the least amount of frames. So TLDR, if you land fair one on an airborne opponent, you're going to get pretty much your whole entire moveset. With this knowledge, let's see what we can get to work. If you had an execution for it, this is a very unfair kill confirm. You can do whatever you want to after landing fair one. I'll show the frame by frame for horse match because yes, it is very hard to believe. Ridiculous, right? Well, let's see what else we can get out of this. Now this may not show on a combo counter, but this is indeed true, because if we can get force match with this frame 16, we can get down there. And just in case you still don't believe me, the Arduino was mashing shield here and could not escape. Now with that out the way, let's go over these setups we can get out of it. It's pretty nasty, so just watch. And this is one of my go-to setups. It's a bit on the easier side and it's very hard to escape. If you land Dair at the edge of the stage at around 50 to 70%, it's a GG. Enrage makes it much worse. It's pretty much unfair, but hey, Joker. Okay, now when I say you can do pretty much anything you wanted to out of this, yes, you can do anything you want to. Just watch these next few clips. Now this next setup was actually brought to my attention by somebody else. That somebody else is Blue Mercury. You should go check his channel out and drop a sub his way. And of course tell him who brought you. Again, thanks for bringing this to my attention. Now let's get into it. Okay, so this setup starts at 65% and it has a very big payoff. The trick to landing this is timing it to where you only land Jokers Dair. The timer for this setup is pretty strict. You only have 2 frames to hit Jokers Dair before Arsene's Dair comes out. Remember, you have to be behind them to land this. And also, if you're one frame off, you will mess up. This is practically a just frame, so make sure you get good practice on this before going for it. Now let's talk about the main bread and butter, Dair up smash. On midways, this starts killing at around 75 and it stops working at around 95. And rage can lower the window by up to 20%, so be aware of that. And keep in mind that more percentage means more knockback, so you're gonna have to charge your up smash. And finally, at 100 plus, you get Dair up air. Keep in mind that this may kill a bit later than 100 on certain stages. Information on blast zones will be on screen. And of course, do not forget about rage. This is just showing that Battlefield has higher blast zones, so it would not kill at 100. Although, you can be pretty sneaky and cross up DI. At 110, this is guaranteed to kill at midway. Now let's talk about drag downs out of down air. At around 120%, up air drag down has 13 frames a hit advantage. But if you full hop, you have even more landing lag. So it makes follows that are pretty much guaranteed to happen almost impossible or really hard to get. So if you full hop, you may have to opt for quicker moves. Except when you're under a platform. Platforms are your best friend. And last but not least, let's talk about reacting to DI. So bear with me, because we're going to the website one more time. Alright, so if you've seen Jokers down there, you know they'll put you in hit stun for literally 7 years. 29 frames is more than enough time to react to where the opponent goes. This means you can get literally every move in your arsenal, with the exception of grounded moves of course. And remember, you have so much time to react to where they are. Seriously, it's not even funny, you have way too much time to react. Of course online the time may be cut a bit shorter depending on the connection, but it's still very much doable. Just try not to autopilot and up air immediately. You have a lot of time to react to DI, so it's best to just use it. And that's going to be all for the video. But before we end it off, I want to say a few things. Down air is more on the unsafe side of Joker's moves, so do not go using this in neutral if at all. Again, this is more of a tech chase / punish option, so only use them when you know they can't shield. But that's going to be all for me. Thanks for watching the video. It's been Mage from MoS, and I'm out.